Alright, welcome back to D5 Questing. Good to be here. Good to have you guys here. Say hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody.
And for anybody out there listening, go ahead and say hi back.
Hi.
I think it's more of a hello.
Oh, sorry. Click, 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 click. Because they're typing.
Hello.
Microsoft Sam out there. Sorry, copyright infringement.
So, all right, so yeah, this is episode 8, and for those keeping track, we recorded episode 1 through 7 in one session. That was last time. Do you guys remember that?
Yep, that was 2 months ago.
Yeah,
maybe.
For us, that was 2 months ago. For you guys, if everything goes according to plan, that is just one week ago. 1 week ago. So
Everything works out.
And I mean, right now things are working out just fine. So I don't see any reason why it would be any longer than that. So today we are looking to record another chunk of stuff. So with that, quick reminder, I had everybody here listen to episode 7, and so we should be pretty much caught up, ready to go. In short, though, you four are with Chieftain Lamrel at this time, and getting a tour of the cave, right? He showed you the big gathering chamber at the front. He went and showed you the willing sacrifice quarters, which were very humble indeed. And now he's kind of showing you where the preparatory type room, just outside of the fountain where willing sacrifices bathe themselves for the last time. So, and as you guys are standing there, Chieftain Lamrel's talking, and he is talking to you guys, and you hear or you see the curtain that separates the preparation room and the fountain room. You see that move and open up, and Caladrel walks in, and I believe that's where we left off.
Yes.
Yeah, that was it. Now, a word from our sponsor. Real
Yes.
quick.
Now that we've got previously on, let's take a quick commercial break.
All right. This episode brought to you by competence. If you can't learn to do it well, at least learn to enjoy doing it badly.
That was competent.
That's good.
Sounds like my life.
Now, hopefully, it applies to
every day.
this episode.
Oh, yeah.
We'll see what happens.
We will enjoy doing it all poorly.
Again, I mean, these are not planned out, so it's just not.
I've done plenty of planning.
Well,
So,
I'm talking about my the sponsorships and.
Yeah, wow, man, wow.
all right, well, that's going to do it for us for today. So, all right, so we are all in that room, and Caladrel walks out. Let's start off with a perception roll.
Oh boy.
21.
Oh, well, someone has perception.
8.
17 for me.
That's a 18.
All right, so Durfee, Rav, and Torvo notice that when Caladrel steps out, you notice that Chieftain Lamrel kind of looks half shocked, half surprised. And he kind of stumbles quickly and is like, Caladrel, was not expecting this. I should let you guys know. And he turns to the PCs, turns to you guys and says, I should let you guys know it's not permitted for a willing sacrifice after they've dressed in the robes and bathed to speak anymore until their final judgment happens. So with that, something has come up, if you'll excuse us, and he kind of calls for Captain Varelor, and Captain Varelor comes in and offers to escort you out.
I go with Captain Varelor,
Yeah,
basically.
I'll go with him.
Respect
Start
him.
walking out. Just okay. All right.
Sure.
Jake looks like he wants to rip out Caladriel's throat.
Nah, not Calvin.
Chieftain Lamrel.
Yeah.
Or mine.
But I don't really know what I would really say to it, so I follow whatever.
Follow
That's
suit.
true.
Still suspicious.
I give him
didn't notice
some
anything.
heavy eyes.
Okay.
Roll them deeply.
I didn't notice anything, so.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Okay, yeah. All right.
And as he, as Captain Varelor is walking you guys out, he takes up the rear, and Chieftain Lamrel pulls him to the side a little bit and is like, "Oh, talk to him about the EDF," and then kind of goes back into the preparation room. So Chieftain Lamrel or Captain Varelor shows you guys back to your quarters. You walk back through the cave the way that you came, and takes you back to your quarters.
What the
And
frick was that all for? Okay, sorry. Outbursting.
Calm down.
Yeah, right.
So we're back in our little hut.
yes, back in the little hut.
As he said, our chambers.
Do we, did they put the flat back?
Yeah,
Oh,
they
he's
closed the door.
he's in there with you guys.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. And so he's like, "Yeah, sorry, it was that was weird." Basically.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, "But Chieftain Lamrel's a busy guy. So but he wanted me to talk to you guys about the EDF. Have you guys heard of the EDF before?"
No, I haven't heard of the EDF.
Real fast, though. There seemed to be a problem with Caladriel. Is there something there that we should know?
Well, kind of like I said before, Caladriel's an interesting case. I mean, how much do you want to know about Caladriel?
Did we put her in danger in bringing her back here?
If she's in danger, then she brought that on herself. Caladriel has an interesting position with the tribe as far as what she does for the tribe. I don't know what she told you guys that she does.
Like waylaying people with goblins? Hobgoblins?
And see, that's what Chieftain Lamrel needs to talk to her about and kind of understand. It was a shock to see her in the willing sacrifice robes. So only time will tell what will happen with Caladriel.
Is that a volunteer thing? Did she just choose that upon coming back here?
I'm not entirely sure. I brought her in and sent her to the medical facilities that we have here, and that was the last I saw of her until then. But she seemed to be walking just fine. So whatever they did at the medical facility seemed to have helped out considerably.
Well, I apologize. Please continue with the EDF. I'm very interested.
EDF stands for Electronic Dance Festival.
Oh, frick. Oh, man.
No, as I said that, I hadn't ever actually said it out loud before, just now, and I was like, that's too close to EDM. Sorry, back in character. EDF stands for Emerald Dwarf Festival. It's a festival that we have here in Stoneform Village once a year, and it's in honor of the dwarves that actually first settled this village. That's kind of a controversial time in our history as far as why elves are here now instead of dwarves.
I was just about to mention that.
But
I was wondering that myself.
once a year, I breeze right over that. But once a year, we hold a festival to at least try to do our best to honor what they did. When the caves were first formed, it was actually dwarves that carved out most of it. Obviously the cavern that you saw was square, and caves don't really form that way. So the dwarves first came in and carved everything out and made it look really good. And then the first green dragon that came actually enchanted the cave system to never be altered again. So, in honor of both the green dragon and the dwarves, we honor them by celebrating them creating this cave that we now have called home for so many years.
What happened to the dwarves?
Maybe it's best we don't talk about that.
I think
right
that
now.
it's relevant.
Well, like I said, it was controversial at best. Go ahead and everybody make a diplomacy check.
Man, that's what I was saying.
Actually, not everybody. How about just H and Jake?
16.
7.
Man, I rolled it.
But I was listening intently.
Yeah.
No, I wanna know
I
too.
wonder why, because I want to ask some questions.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to plug my ears on this part then?
No, you go ahead if you wanna try and persuade him.
17.
20.
Yeah, like I said, it's just we better not discuss it right now.
Gosh, dude, what are we looking for? 25? Man, some critical
I'm
successes
going to need
here.
some extra dice to roll
All
higher.
right.
Would you?
18 plus 2.
Really? Well, he got 18 plus 3.
No.
That's fair.
So
He
No,
must
I
have
think-
vouch
cheated.
for that.
No, no. You're the DM,
You want me
man.
to show you stat block right now?
No, no.
You're not a liar. Why would we call you a liar? It's
Wait.
silly.
It's just so sketch, that's all. Well, like I was trying to say, and again, maybe when your persuasion scores are a little bit higher, we can have a further discussion. But for now, let's just talk about the festivities.
Did he know about the persuasion scores?
Oh, he does.
Wow, that's meta right there. This dude breaks fourth walls.
Are there any? Is this all elves here?
Yeah, 99.99. I'd say the only exception to that rule would be present company.
Are you all part of like the same family and clan, or?
Yes.
So there's no dwarfs.
No dwarfs.
And that would be the Stone Elf clan.
This would be, yes. The
What can you
stone.
tell me about the Green Dragon?
The green dragon is our chosen deity, and we celebrate and we worship the green dragon in the village primarily, like I said, because the first green dragon that came to this area enchanted the cave system to never be altered again. And so even if you try, then it can't be done.
Durfee's raising his
Oh, I
hand.
gotta tell you, level 1. How about that?
You're gonna do
Durfee's
it?
raising his hand.
I don't understand what a raised arm. Are you okay? It's Durfee, right?
It works because I got your attention. That's the purpose here. So, wait, if you guys turn people to stone, and you said, did the dwarves do that too?
I actually don't know that. I'm trying to recall, and I don't. They may have done so. I'm not entirely sure on that.
So, this EDF is there a sacrifice during this?
I think we've made it clear that at any point, if somebody wants to be a willing sacrifice,
Absolutely. I was just curious
stand
if
up.
it was.
It's not
specific.
part. Typically, what happens is it's our best guess about how dwarves celebrate. And so typically what happens is there's a competition where if you want to participate in the competition, then teams of 4 will be formed, and
These are straight quackers. Don't even know their own history.
We could compete though.
this is a long time ago though. I do know that, but like a long time ago. This is ancient history.
This is deep lore stuff, huh? We're all gonna play some football for EDF.
No, so for the competition, like I said, teams of 4 will sign up, and there's 4 events that you compete in, and only a select few, and he points to himself, of which I am one, know the exact events up until the time that they're actually called to the event. At which case, that's when the exact rules and activities will be presented to everybody that will be competing. But there's always four of them, and one of them always remains the same, and that is some sort of ode or sonnet or ballad or haiku to the green dragon. I can't take you seriously right now.
I know, man. Got it.
I'm glad you can't laugh in Torvo's voice.
Thought that would be hard. Is there anything that happens to those who don't win?
No.
What happens for those who do win?
The team that wins is granted a boon from the chieftain.
Is that different every year?
No, well, I mean the boon is different, but the prize is the same.
Cool.
Am I using boon the right way?
Yes.
Ish.
Like a favor?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, and so obviously the favor, like if you won one year and Reed won the next year, then your favors are probably going to be different. But the
Right.
prize itself, the actual asking
The
the chieftain
boon.
for a boon, is the same.
Right. Fascinating.
I'd like a sidebar, please.
Yeah. Absolutely.
When does this take place?
The festivities actually start tonight, which is fortuitous for you, because
You allow outsiders to be a part of this?
absolutely.
I mean, you don't seem to have outsiders.
Which
very
is
often.
which is why we're so eager and so glad that you guys are here. I actually took the liberty of signing you four up as a team.
Man.
That was a bit presumptuous of you.
We took a big leap from how we entered the village, and all of a sudden we're
I
like,
appreciate you
hard-
signing us up.
to play
and just having a problem here.
Let me put it this way, Jake. If you don't want to do these, then episode 1 right now is over.
Yeah, the two other guys sounds like you're really pushing our hand here.
I
I say we go over the waterfall.
I'm a
We
side.
can do that.
Sorry.
Can I have a sidebar with Torvo?
Yeah.
I don't know, sir. It's looking pretty sketchy to me.
You know what I'm saying? It came out of like almost nowhere, and it's making me a little nervous. But I think we can kill most of them.
I guess there's plenty of room for escaping too if we need to.
Varelor kind of like inches his way towards you guys.
I see you sneaking over here.
I'm gonna roll a stealth check on the freaking whispering.
No, you're good. You're good. You're good. He respects your sidebar.
You know what? I turned back to him. Do any of these events require martial combat?
Go and roll.
Is there risk of death?
Well, there's always risk in death.
One of these guys.
Go ahead and roll diplomacy.
Sometimes people can
A what?
Diplomacy.
read you to death.
Landed on the side, so we're gonna take the best number.
That works. I'll allow it.
I got a 12.
A 12.
Yeah.
Total.
Yeah.
Well, I'd hate to betray the trust that the chieftain has given to me, and telling you guys what the events are.
Yeah, sure.
But I might be able to be persuaded in other ways.
So Torvo starts
gold.
taking off his. Oh wait, no.
Rav walks out of the hut and waits outside.
It's about to be rage in the cage in here.
Gold. You look about the right height there, little guy.
I don't think we have. I mean, I don't really have money. What is this? If my diplomacy didn't work the first time, how's my diplomacy gonna work the second time and ask him what he wants?
Somebody else could roll diplomacy.
Yeah, that's really. So what can Torvo do for you?
He could have curled a really wicked smile.
I'll do a diplomacy check in here, seeing what he kind of is hinting towards, I suppose.
It's freaking getting weird, man.
I'm thinking money, but
You could
All
also
with
try and convince him to tell you.
I will. Okay.
Massage his shoulders. Give him a foot rub.
Really, I
don't
just
know.
want a friend.
Dude's been really lonely. It's hard on top.
It's hard at the time.
So I was so glad that the chieftain put me in charge of you.
Okay, well, I'll ask the question here.
Alright.
What's his name again?
A lot of side table guys.
Varelor.
here.
Varelor. I can't remember his name. Oh, there it is. Varelor.
Varelor, what if we, are any of these events going to be, arduous? Are they going to be difficult? Do we need strength?
Roll diplomacy. He doesn't know his
Alright.
history. He doesn't know what arduous means. So
It clearly-
Hard.
Very unlearned in these
14.
stone elves.
14.
14. Man.
You're like, I wanted to.
I set the bar so low. It's a DC 15.
Dang it.
It's so pathetic that he chose to tell us the DC. None of us
Okay,
are
hold on.
heroes here.
Hold on. Here we
man.
go. Here we go. Here we go. Let's try this.
I could intimidate.
Listen here.
Tell us what they are.
Listen here. You signed
You
us
could
up.
intimidate.
You signed us up without us even saying to, and I don't feel like any of us are comfortable participating unless we know exactly what we're doing.
I suppose that you do have a point there.
5.
So you said that with a heavy slur, winks in a weird place.
It's something in your eye.
Flatulated a little bit.
Intimidation.
Was there a question in there? Do you wanna?
A whole lot of uptakes in your speech in
Do
weird
you wanna
places.
try Rav?
No, actually, I'm interested about the Green Dragon and what happened with the
What?
No. Oh, Rav.
Oh. Okay. All I can say about these events is you look like a pretty rounded group.
Really?
That
Fat joke.
I wouldn't say that about us.
It's a skinny joke. You're just not in there.
I will say that in years past, most of the events that have been chosen, besides the songwriting part, the ballad, haiku, have been physical in nature. Perhaps strength, constitution, dexterity.
I mean, all right. All right. I motion to the guys for a group, I guess.
Huddle up.
There's a whole lot of huddling in his life. Freaking
move on over to
weirdos.
Torvo.
Sidebar.
Well, we were seeking answers, and I would imagine if we succeed in whatever this madness is, that at least maybe the chief will give us some sort of answer that we can get out of here.
I want to compete.
Sure.
Of course you do, little guy.
Sure. I like the end game. So, I mean, if that's going to get us something, because I think it would be pathetic to ask him if it's worth it, because of course all these maddening elves here think it's all worth it.
It's
I
true.
agree. So I'm going to turn over to Varelor. We're in.
What happened to the dwarves, though?
I'm glad you said that because the penalty for withdrawing your names is, well, not pleasant.
You were the one that signed us up.
I thought you would be eager to jump at the opportunity to.
Well,
to,
you'll
to
think
win a
twice
boon.
now, won't you, before signing people up for things they don't know?
Roll
Just on a
intimidation.
side note, Varel,
Okay, so just so everybody knows, 3.
So H over there is supposed to roll his intimidation check, and he rolls and he gets himself a
2, naturally, which with my modifier turns out to be 3.
This is gonna be a rough day.
Is that way below his DC? I mean, because then that would be a critical.
You trip over yourself and stomp.
You listen to
stomp
us.
yourself. You don't know how that happened.
I
but-
bit my tongue.
and you're bleeding.
I mean, I was going to try some intimidation too.
-1.
You can if you'd like.
hey, Varel, I was just curious, where do you sleep?
I got a 20 on that one.
How about instead of telling you where I sleep, because I don't see. Well, I know we were kind of joking about it earlier, and that's what friends do, but it's weird.
I wouldn't say that we're friends.
But instead of me telling you where I sleep, maybe I might be able to tell you one of the events.
It better be one that counts.
They all count towards your total score.
In case, so everybody knows, I'm rolling my eyes so heavy I'm about to fall out of my chair.
And a Varela, he is a heartbreaker.
Some would say.
Some would
Copyright
say.
infringement.
He's very cockeyed.
Oh,
Yeah.
He's looking one way while he's looking another. All right, what do we got?
So the one that I'll tell you about involves a high archery score. It's an archery contest.
Okay.
Um,
I got a crossbow, homie.
I've got a longbow.
Yeah.
Can I borrow somebody's bow?
again, it should be noted
Get a dagger.
that only one person may compete in the event,
Okay.
except for the songwriting.
And why do we have a team of 4?
There's 4 events, and so 3 people will do one event
But then we're all as a group at the end? So
Yep.
what's the point of the 4th person?
to help write the song.
Morale.
Because the DM couldn't think of another one.
Wow, Varelor, that sounds amazing.
As he breaks the fourth wall and looks right at the GM.
Because he couldn't think of one.
Okay. I mean, I dig it. Fine.
Again,
When is this about to take place? Like,
so the festivities start tonight. There will be drinking in the tavern.
There's a tavern.
There sure is here at Stoneford
And there'll be a
Village.
rave.
Where's the
Not a
tavern?
It's that one, right?
This one right here.
Yep.
Oh my goodness.
Which one are we in? Oh yeah,
Right here.
Again,
No, which one we're
We're like in this one or that one.
the one on the right.
Yeah.
Okay.
That one.
Okay.
Right
Awesome.
right next to their drinking water supply.
We're looking at the map, folks, and you can pull that up on the documents page.
But yeah, so this is Jacob now talking and not Varelor. But again, this is their best guess because they don't get out of the village very much.
Well, how the frick do they pay? Dude, this is a. I'm with you. I'm not attacking what your storytelling is as a DM, so don't think that. But I'm just saying, like,
And dwarf bow tie.
what the frick would a tavern be doing in this? Like, is a communal tavern?
Yeah, it's not like
It's not like the tavern that we probably
They're
are
thinking.
used
I mean,
to,
just
but-
because they're all freaking
Tavern.
backwards and maddening, anyways. What they think of as a tavern is not what we think of as a tavern. It's like a grand gathering hall with drinks,
So-
communal drinks.
so-
Everybody gets out of the same slot bin. Okay, I'll shut up.
there's a trough that they pee in with full of ice.
Yep. That's what I'm seeing, bro.
Probably edit that out.
Oh jeez.
You writing the timestamp down?
I am.
He'll find it anyway.
So, you have to remember that these elves don't get out very much, and so this is what their interpretation of how dwarves would have a party.
Right.
This,
I like it.
This
can
is
dig
what
it.
they're doing.
It's funny to me.
And so like, when you go to the tavern, then it's going to be what they would imagine a bunch of dwarves drinking is going
my
to be like.
gosh.
Racist.
Does anybody
Racist.
have? I mean, we don't have any dwarves with us.
No.
And
No,
it's not like we're all very worldly either.
Right.
So it's not like.
no, this adds up. This adds
Bro,
up.
this sounds like fun. Let's go.
All right.
All right. So, how this is going to work is, so basically, there are.
How do we know what events we're all going to sign up? That's my problem.
And
do you
that's
want me
what
to
I'm-
ask him, or is he going to explain?
Well, that's what I'm jumping into
Okay.
right now.
Because unless they tell us the events, how are we supposed to choose
Who does what?
who does what?
They'll probably reveal it all once we get into the tavern.
Sure.
So
So
signed up. Let's go to the tavern.
Here we are.
Party.
Signed up
Against
Go
our
to the
will.
tavern.
to the tavern.
We did not sign up ourselves.
Well, I
Is
mean,
there
what
gambling?
is?
Remember.
Are we at tonight?
We are getting to tonight.
Rav walks out with Varelor and we go to the tavern.
Brav's chilling with Varelor, so I follow him.
So
I follow as well.
I shake my
Varelor
head
is
as I
staying
walk out of the
inside
hut.
for a second.
Yeah, right. That's where I'm at.
I'm excited, guys. Come on.
So it's gonna be a good time. You just have to have a good attitude about it.
Oh my gosh.
So
friendship.
Varelor says
Right there.
tonight, there's going to be a lot of drinking at the tavern. You don't have to come, but I would highly recommend it. Last year, and he kind of laughs to himself a little bit, was fun.
Last year.
Sounds riotous
but he
in
goes,
morale.
so for right now, you guys are welcome to roam the village. Don't go anywhere you don't think you shouldn't be. And tonight, when the sun goes down, that's when the festivities officially start. And I expect to see you guys all at the tavern. Do you guys have any other questions for me before I leave?
No.
Do you have any form of trade post or anything here?
I'm sure Jacob could figure something out real quick.
Is there any place that we'd be wise not to go? Just for respect of the village, I would hate to do that.
Well, I would not go into the caves. The caves are kind of off limits unless you have an escort or you want to be a willing sacrifice. And Chieftain Lamrel said that at least one of you, and he kind of looks around, might have some magic.
Is Varelor leaving? Is he gonna start walking away while we're going to the tavern?
Well, yeah, because I mean it's like early afternoon, and so he could hang out with you guys if you want. You guys want me to hang out? Does everybody have some cards?
Well, you're kind of hinting that he's like gonna leave.
Yeah, so he's planning on leaving,
Okay.
and he's just being like, yeah, so whatever you guys want to do,
Okay.
it's up to you.
Okay.
And then I'll turn the time over to you guys, whatever you guys want to do. If you don't want to do anything, we'll fast forward to tonight.
No, there's a few things I want to do.
I
would
got
for
a
him to
list
leave.
here.
Can I?
Yeah, so he's like, yeah, if there's any other questions, if not, I'll see myself out.
Hey, is there anywhere I can find you easily?
Just find any of the guards, and they can come find me.
Thanks for your help.
You're very welcome.
Yeah.
And he turns to leave, and as he leaves, then you guys see a piece of paper fall out of one of his pockets.
Intentionally.
Roll perception.
Roll perception if we see that.
If you see if it's intentional or not.
19.
16.
13.
Complete accident.
4.
Oh, sorry. Torvo sees it, and he immediately knows that it was not intentional for that piece of paper to fall out of his pocket.
I snatch it before it hits the ground.
Stealth check. Did you really want to stealth check?
If you want it.
I did right.
Where'd Torvo go?
It was a 20 on a stealth check. Wow.
Everybody else roll perception against that. Nobody knows where Torvo is.
3.
You guys want to see something cool? Paper.
You guys want to see a magic trick?
Yeah, so Varelor leaves.
Okay. Well, I'm opening that note.
So you open up the piece of paper.
What does it say? What does it say? What does it say?
Sure.
Piece of
Right,
paper.
I open the piece of paper.
Parchment.
What does it say?
Parchment. What is it made of?
Where'd you get that?
Papyrus.
Papyrus.
Yep.
Excellent.
I failed my perception check.
Oh, I know
It's
you did.
stiff, though.
West Nile reeds.
Okay. Excellent. Excellent.
Rav's gonna move over next to Torval and kind of huddle around him.
What does it say?
So you open it up, and it's actually a list of the events.
Oh, fantastic. Can we read it? It's in common.
Yeah. Does anybody speak Elvish? Because it is in Elvish.
It's in
I do.
English? I do not.
I speak Elvish.
Okay. Well,
I don't know what this says.
I can read it for you.
So you throw it in the fire.
all right.
Nothing.
So,
All right. So you see that there's a list of 3 events on the piece of paper, and then a little snippet about the 4th salad. That's a sonnet and a
Fruit
ballad
salad.
mixed together.
it's a salad. You guys
Durf-
ready
at
for
the
Durfee,
bottom.
can you share with what you're saying then?
Yeah.
So
copyright
he
that.
sees that it's the 3 events are stone carry,
There's a stone carry,
archery
an archery event
with crossbow,
with a crossbow,
and cliff climb.
and a cliff climbing event.
Cliff climbing.
Cliff climbing.
Cliff climbing.
Next to each event title, there's kind of a diagram. For the stone carry, you see that there's a track. You recognize it's an aerial view of the village, probably drawn from up on top of the cliff looking down onto the village. And on it, then there's a line that kind of weaves around a few of them, a few of the huts and stuff. And you see that it says track next to it. And then next to that, then it's got points assigned, or weights assigned to it. And the weights...
Around the whole village?
Not, yeah, around the whole village. And so, like, if you were to look at it, then you'd be like, this is probably about a mile long of track. And then it also has a table of weights. And so, like, round 1, 100 pounds. Round 2, 150. Round 3, 175. Okay?
I wonder who's
And
going
so
to
it
get
goes
that one.
100, 150, 175, 200, 210, 220, and then up by 10 from there.
Okay.
Okay. Next to the archery one, you see a diagram of a half circle with trees. On that, you see 5 X's kind of scattered around in the trees,
Okay.
and that's all you see for that. And cliff climb, you just see the cliff, what you'd imagine be the cliff behind Stoneform Village.
So the
And-
one that goes up to the hill.
Yeah, the one that like
Not the one falling, the furthest one down?
it's
That one
it's
in
like
the
back here. So basically
Above the
right
case?
behind your hut.
Okay.
And you see 3 ropes hanging down or what you would assume to be ropes. And then also on the only thing that it shows about the last event, the haiku, is it just says in quotation marks, Chieftain Lamrel's greatness.
Okay.
You want to share that with the
Oh
group?
yeah, sorry. The last thing here says haiku. I don't know what that is. But it says Chieftain Lamrel's greatness.
Are you sure that's what it says?
Yes. He said that it has something to do with poetry. Anyone do poetry?
I know they did it back in my monastery. That's
So
about as far as I got.
So for the stone carry, the archery, and the cliff climb, those are the 3 individual events, and then again the song or poem or whatever can be a group.
I think we should decide who's
And
doing
I'm
what.
very excited to hear what you guys come
We
up.
already know so much about Chief Lamrel.
Torvo, are you? Everybody has this memorized then? Can I grab that back from you, Durfee?
I think you should burn it.
No. We're gonna take it and we're gonna give it back to him. Make him think we're his friends.
On this, what the?
I don't know about that. I mean,
I think we should
I
just
don't-
hold on to it.
he could have lost it anywhere. Who cares?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
think
He has no
I
idea
think
who
we
dropped
should
it.
burn it in case he thinks that he dropped it here and comes looking.
Do we have fire in ours?
There's a fire pit,
Is it lit?
but you can light it if you want.
Really?
Is that something we can do, really? I mean, we can actually do things?
So we all read it, right? We don't need the piece of paper anymore.
Yeah.
We can give it back to him, fold it back up, as if we didn't read it. Be friendly with him. It's,
I'm not down with that plan.
Yeah, I think it's a little too late for that.
I
I mean, he's already walked
he's
away.
like 30 feet away.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
hey, by the way,
Oh. So guys, I just noticed. I was looking at this right before I came in your tent, and now I don't have it.
Or we
Look,
could throw it over it into the river.
Let's.
All right, I still have this thing. I'm taking it off.
Okay, hold on. All right,
Take it to the
21.
river.
21 on perception. How does it look like anybody's looking our direction outside of the tent? Would we be able to? I'm thinking about being able to discard this piece of paper.
so you're looking to see if you're being watched,
Yeah.
like if there's a guard set.
Yeah.
No, not that you can see.
All right.
look. Just give me the paper real fast. And we'll toss it outside.
All right, I give him the paper.
Yeah. So I
Fight.
Get out real
fight,
fast and
Fight.
just,
Fight.
just flick it way out. Just let it go.
Okay.
So,
Check card throw.
yeah, right.
Okay. Yeah, so is there anything you guys want to do before the sun sets? I know you mentioned something about a trading post.
Right. And I guess we should decide what events we all do. I mean, I'm the only one here who knows who carries a crossbow.
I have a bow I can shoot, but I'm not good at poetry. Don't put me on that.
I wouldn't worry about that too much. I think we'll muddle our way through.
There's something about greatness. That's how it's gotta be.
I used to cut down trees.
I know
so
about greatness.
I used to cut down trees so I could do the climb. Endurance.
Solid logic. Solid logic.
The way that it's looking is that I'm gonna have to write a poem, and that I promise will not win us anything.
It's a group effort for the poem.
We don't know that.
That's what he said.
Well,
I did, yeah, it's group effort for the poem.
all right.
Only one person will be
But
presenting
your
it, though.
melodious voice will really get the poem across.
You write it, I'll read it then.
I'll write it in Elvish for you.
You don't know how to do that.
Oh yeah.
It's like written in crayon. It's the best I could do.
Okay. Let's
It's written in crayon. Sorry, it's so rough.
good.
Didn't have my protractor on that.
Does anybody here have any deeper experience in climbing? Or, I don't know,
What would that be under?
carrying stuff?
Acrobatics.
Well, it
wouldn't
could be athletics,
What are your athletics?
My athletics are 6.
+4.
and that's all I'm trying to say is I don't know how we RP us checking everybody's athletic scores, but I mean I'd imagine.
If you guys want to step out of character
Okay,
and decide
well,
you
you're an
can.
archer.
My athletics is at 6
Did
though.
anybody one? I got 4 strength. So
I probably have the highest ability for archery,
My athletics is at 6, so I can climb.
so
My athletics is at
I don't
7.
know if we're
I
using
can also
athletics or just
Yes, but
straight
you need to
strength
carry boulders.
attribute for the boulders. I don't know, so I would probably say either way you're probably fit for either one, but you're the most fit
for the
for
boulders.
For being
Plus,
short.
small little guy
So-
carrying that boulder. They're like,
Mhm.
what's going on?
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I'm up for the
leave
boulder.
it to one of these guys for.
Okay,
or
well,
I don't know
what's
which
your-
one it
what's
is.
your athletics
in
at?
character.
I'll take the boulders. I can carry those things.
I'm fine either way. What do you
She
want
does
to
a sweet Mr. Universe flex.
Totally. some
I
push-ups.
still say go with let you
Claps in between.
He speaks a poem.
Double claps in between.
I can
Yeah,
speak
I
a
was
poem.
sticking with the melodious voice and accent. That's
You're good. I can speak a poem.
You can speech it real good, can't
I can
you?
speak a poem real good.
I mean, we all do we're all going to be combined in that one, so I'm not too worried.
well. We got archery. We got our weightlifting, and
Yeah, so you can climb.
that's all I was going with. Logic.
Do you have climbing gear and stuff? I know it might be provided.
I have rope.
Because I have a climbing kit and stuff. So I got some crampons and stuff. Not your size, but you can probably make it work.
I don't know if I got it in my adventures pack, but whatever.
Okay. I mean, if it comes down to it, if it's looking like it.
It might be bare hands scaling a wall. Like
Hey,
we don't know.
They
so.
might want some Greco-Roman stuff. We just get nude.
I got some soap.
I dig it.
That no.
Lather up before the clown.
I don't like where
Okay.
this went.
So it sounds like we have this.
This challenge is too easy. We need to oil up.
Put some butter on the
What did you think of
butter it up.
going to
The
those
Great
old
Fall.
camps? Did you guys ever? I'm off topic, but going to camps where you had to climb the caber to any stuff on top.
Yeah,
You guys
I've
ever do
seen
that?
those. Yeah,
I
and,
did.
and they
I
slather with
got 'em.
butter.
I got $100 one year
Nice.
from climbing up a pole that was slathered in grease.
Nice. And you got back down and you're like, I'm disgusted.
It hurt, yeah. Because on the way down I slid and I got a bit of a sliver up my thigh.
Ooh.
But
I was gonna say the
Ooh.
one time I've seen it,
Yeah.
they didn't do the best job like smoothing it off,
yeah.
and so somebody slid down and got a big old sliver up their hand.
Oh, see, my sliver wasn't horrible.
Yeah, it was pretty big.
Nah, no.
Yeah.
Anyways, back on topic. All right.
So-
So we decided what everyone's going to do. Do we want to explore around? I mean, I kind of want to go to the
Might as-
tavern and see if I can gamble.
Here's what I want to do. I mean, I can relate it in character.
I'm down to gamble, man.
I just want to check the perimeter to really have an on-site perception of their defenses and possible ways out. I don't.
I want to go over to
this
this
is gonna
crane.
go.
That's what I want to do. I want to go over to that crane.
Defense.
Yeah.
You wanna go over to the winch?
Yeah, the winch.
So yeah, he
Or
again.
wench again.
To the winch.
I want to go see some winches.
Well, that
To the
means-
tavern.
That'd be the tavern. Okay.
I guarantee it. All right. So you guys.
As winchy as an elf can be.
No,
Sorry, we're thinking of two different things.
copy
I
that.
guess.
Cut that out again.
All right. So do you guys all have your village
Yeah.
map?
Yep.
All right.
No.
So no.
I never got one.
They
Yes,
did.
you did.
Really?
You're in the room.
Wow, you
Oh.
really lost
No, there were
everything.
only 3.
Yeah, that's
we
right.
only had
That's
3,
right.
Yeah,
so I didn't get
we
one.
were
We're
sharing.
sharing.
Sorry. The DM dropped the
Throwing
ball.
down
I'll have a
stroke
talk
note.
with him.
Jeez, guys, come right on me.
All
Can
right.
I leave again?
Bye, Reed.
All right, let's do something. Let's
I'm
do
sorry.
it.
Okay, well, I let you guys know what I was going to do. So,
I mean, I'm down. I'm down to walk around.
If anybody
I'll,
wants to come with me, that's fine. But
I'll-
I'm just gonna check the perimeters.
I would like to do that, but I'd like to especially look at that winch.
I'll come with you to the winch. I mean, it's right by it. It goes right by the tavern, so that.
Might as well start there.
All right.
I'm gonna go see if I can't help the elves do something.
Okay.
Maybe you better be careful. Yeah, we do know that you are the magic.
We did talk about splitting up.
And we have talked about splitting.
It seems safe enough right now.
okay.
As
No
our GM over there just laughs.
Do
and-
little splitsies.
All right.
All right. So it sounds like you guys are splitting up.
Yeah.
So if I'm not mistaken, then we've got Durfee, Torvo, and Mordax are going past the tavern,
To the
looking
winch.
at the wench. At which case,
The winch.
what do I keep saying?
Wench.
The buxom
You
wench.
keep saying the bar matron. filling
At
drinks
which
is-
point, well,
Winch.
the winch. At which point, Mordax is going to the tavern. Correct.
I was gonna go to the winch first too.
Right,
with
and
them.
then afterwards you're gonna leave to go there.
Probably the tavern.
And then Durfee and Torvo are gonna walk the perimeter as best they can.
Sure.
And I'm
I mean-
following along with Mordax.
Yeah, wherever.
And I'm just gonna see if I can help any of the elves.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
with the celebration.
So you go to the winch.
festive.
Got a perception of 23.
Nice.
Yeah. I know I'm being preemptive, but I just really
8.
want to head that off.
8.
11.
Well, the winch.
Sways.
I had to make sure I said the right word. I got a stealth of 17, so you beat it. Way to go.
Yeah.
No, you look at it.
It had a bit on you, but it had
It's stealthy.
Wow, where is it?
Look out for that winch.
Where's that lever?
Look out for that winch. It'll get you
It's,
every time.
It looks like it's the way to operate it. It'd be similar to how a portcullis operates. You know,
So it'll latch itself.
yeah, it'll latch itself on its way up. But there's also like it's not an emergency
On its way up.
on its way up. It'll and then to
So
let
there
it
has to
down.
be a release to
Yeah.
let it down.
Yeah, and so you release it to let it down. And so the idea.
Does it look like it has a
Is it a-
resistance?
so it's a-
system?
Yeah, it looks like
Okay.
there's a resistance system.
Okay.
Not a whole lot. It looks like this is primarily used for bringing stuff up as opposed to sending stuff down.
So,
So
when it drops, it's gonna drop quick, but it's not gonna like just straight out fall.
Yeah,
Correct.
it's meant to be able to go down at a speed but not destroy itself.
Correct.
But
Yeah.
having 4 people on it
riding the rails.
Two
Right, yeah.
of them small guys. Remember?
Do I have the ability to make that kind of
Engineering call.
estimate? Yeah.
Let's see.
What's your intelligence?
I don't have any lore engineering, which does exist.
Does anybody have lore tanning? Because that wouldn't help. I'm just looking.
He's got my sheet.
What are your other lore? What's everybody else's lore?
I have forest.
Mine's warfare and
Forest.
dragons.
Legal.
So
Legal.
Well,
Yeah, you don't know enough about it to see
yeah, I
to
can
say
just see
whether
that
or not.
it would work that way, and
You obviously know the more
Laws
weight
of
you
physics.
put on
This
it, the
applies to
faster
laws
it's
of
going to go
physics,
down.
everyone.
clearly,
Um,
just by logic.
But it
saying.
doesn't.
And I also
but it
wanted to
doesn't.
point out, if we ever come across it, I just want to put it out now. The acceleration of gravity in Librar is the exact same as acceleration of gravity here.
No Mario physics. Huh?
So 32.2 feet per second squared.
Okay.
I love the Mario.
9.807 meters per second. That's
So
your style.
all gravity operates the same as we would know it
Yes.
on terra firma.
And I will terraform that. Yeah, so,
know if you're right,
and that's
got you
just,
on
you know,
that
in the event that that happens. So, and did I say how tall the cliff was?
You said it was about 6. Well, which
Yeah,
It
which
was
cliff?
about 30 feet, I think.
I think you said 60 or something like that.
60 for both of them?
No, the other
You
one
said
you said was a
s-
little shorter.
Yeah.
And it has a curve to it.
So the one behind the village?
one
It's
furthest
sloped.
behind is.
Yeah.
You said
Okay.
it
You said that it was at its highest point over there. I can't recall.
60 feet?
Probably.
Okay.
Is it 60 and 60 on both sides?
Yeah.
Roll
Okay.
perception.
Why not?
Since we can't remember what we said.
You know what? It's 1660 now.
Roll
I
diplomacy.
like this retcon.
Roll diplomacy.
Yeah, against the GM.
All right. So, yeah, but you do notice that the operating system, if you wanted to hit the release button, you'd have to run and jump down to it. It would start going
Right.
before. And so somebody, if that's...
Somebody has to kind of commit to
Acrobat
that.
into
Yeah.
it.
Or at least grab the rope and slide down.
Yeah, so there's going to be some sort
That's
of
cool.
skill
That's cool.
check that's
That's
involved
That's
there.
fine.
I want to peer over the edge. Do I just get to keep my same perception?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
fine. I don't care.
I want to peer over the edge and just like
Kick a rock off
get
the
an
edge.
idea of what it would be like to scale it and what the river looks like falling in. Can I see that far down to see what?
Yeah, you
Is the
can
water
see
clear enough to see? What's there?
you can see the water's white.
Oh,
So you deduce that there's probably some sort of rapids and it's
So it's
shallower.
Frothing.
In hydraulics speak, it's supercritical flow.
Oh, so it's not laminate. Though, huh?
It's not laminar.
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
Yeah,
so,
so no,
so
it's
it's probably even rotating
it's-
backwards and digging itself. Huh?
probably not like that.
Okay.
Probably not like that.
Because everybody listening knows a lot about the hydraulic system. And that's why they're listening.
Oh, well, then I will jump into a little bit more detail.
All right.
If only this was a hydraulic lift.
So okay, so is that pretty much what
Yeah.
can be seen about the cliff?
So yeah, what can be seen about the cliff? You could scale it. The cliff behind you looks easier to scale. If
And
you
I
want,
can see that from this distance.
well,
from the
you
other
will
side.
see. I'm just letting you know right now because
Okay.
you'll get to it.
Okay.
So this cliff right here is going to be harder
You're going
too.
around everywhere.
And then the other thing you notice is there's a bunch of torches lining that top ridge. And
Are
so,
they lit?
no, because it's not night.
Okay. But
But
they seem to be used.
Yeah,
daily.
they're used. And then you also see at the head of the river, right before it goes over the waterfall, you see two pauldrons. Is that the word?
Sure. For what?
A fire.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
Beacons.
Not necessarily beacons, but
Yeah,
just
the wide.
Yeah,
open ones. So
yeah.
the signal fires almost.
yeah. So,
Because
yeah,
I already did my warfare lore on this, but I only did it on their
on their
army.
military. Yeah.
Do you want me to do it on like all their tower systems and stuff like that?
No.
Okay. Do they all seem like they're taken care of and stuff?
Yeah, because again, this is a rotating military,
Right.
and so everybody takes a turn to make sure, and because of that, then everybody takes ownership of
Sure.
the fortifications.
So everything's pretty well maintained.
Yeah,
Okay.
would not pass the white glove test, but looks pretty good.
Okay.
It's not gonna fall apart.
Are you satisfied with this area then? Can we keep rolling? Okay. So next, I think we're gonna walk to the right, or to our left if we're looking over the cliff.
Stage left.
Yeah, all the way over to the very right side of that map. I want to see what that looks like getting into that incline right there.
Okay.
Yeah.
You get to about the tower.
I wanted to go to the tavern.
You're going to the tavern.
We'll,
yeah.
We'll cut scene here in a minute.
So yeah, you guys are officially split now.
Mhm.
Splitsies.
You didn't come to the tavern with me?
No, I'm still going around the perimeter.
Oh, darn. Okay.
You're with Rav.
Oh, we went to the tavern.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Hey, how's it going?
You like all of a sudden
You're
like,
looking
I'm
for trouble.
alone now?
He's looking for help.
You're
So
you're
you
looking
guys,
for winches.
you guys get to that tower on the far right hand side of the map,
Uh-huh.
and some guards kind of stop you and be like, "That's far enough, coming this way," and they won't let you go get a close look at that.
That opening right there.
Correct.
Bummer.
Perception checks you have.
No, yeah. How much
Varelor
can?
said that we were permitted to go anywhere besides the cave.
Well, Varelor doesn't know everything, does he?
I thought he was your captain.
Well, I rolled a 2 on diplomacy, so.
Intimidation.
So you do.
I thought he was your captain. I rolled a 10 on diplomacy.
She's like, oh, ho, ho, contraire.
Yeah, right?
Well, I say you can't be here, so move along.
Our apologies. Our apologies.
What could we see?
You imagine that he's not trying to be,
Yeah, screw those guys. What does the cliffside look like that we can see?
Okay. Cliffside, you see how it kind of comes down into an X?
Yeah.
Right there. The right-hand side is cliff, and the left-hand side is cliff. And so the cliff front goes like this. And so I'm off the cliff, you guys are on the cliff. It goes like this, around like that. And so the cliff carries on. And then right there, you could probably use the trees that are there to get up onto that hill if you wanted to.
Is it pretty steep, or is it steep, or is it manageable?
It's manageable, but if you
Rough
slip,
terrain.
yeah, if you failed, say a like a dex check going that way, then you'd probably slip, and you'd need to probably roll another dex check to grab onto something. Otherwise, you're probably going over the cliff.
Okay.
If I were to say,
Unless someone
But who-
throws you.
It's a slippery slope.
Who knows what'll happen if you go that way?
It's a slippery
But
slope.
but yeah, you guys are welcome to push past the guards if you'd like and take a closer look.
Oh,
Excuse us.
are we now? No, I'm good.
Okay.
Tapping. Wearing a pin.
So we just continue around. Is there anything else to be seen in this place?
You
We haven't seen.
Yeah, so you continue around and you get to the stream on the left,
Yeah.
and there's some guards standing on the left-hand side of that stream, not permitting anybody to go past that, because that's, again, where the rope climb or the cliff climb is going to be at, and so they're just kind of keeping people away from that.
Okay.
So, but if you wanted to look up, you could see that they've set up some sort of apparatus at the top that comes out over and back in where the ropes are going to be hung from.
Okay.
And you recognize that that's close enough to the cliff. So when you're on the rope, you can also touch the cliff.
Cool.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, let's
Unsatisfied
cut
going to the tavern, but
All right. So when you guys left, then these guys went to the tavern. So you guys enter the tavern, and right before you walk in, then you hear boisterous laughter, people having a good time, carrying on, and then you guys walk in, and it just is a sudden quiet as everybody kind of turns and looks, and then like in the Western movies, the tinkling piano kind of starts back up, and people kind of go back to their drinks. And
How? How?
I said piano, not piano.
And so you guys, what would you like to do? Before I say that, let me describe a little bit about what you see. So it's pretty close to what you'd imagine a bunch of dwarfs having a party would be like. A lot of drinking, like I said, lots of laughter and carrying on, having a good time.
A lot of merriment.
A lot of merriment. And you do notice somebody is arm wrestling, kind of in the middle, and that's kind of the main event. A lot of people are looking at that, placing bets, having a good time. Man, the one person that seems to be doing really good. That was scary. I clicked my mouse on accident. The one person that seems to be doing really well has blonde, greasy hair.
Ooh, blonde, greasy hair. I like the
Blonde,
sound of
greasy
him.
hair.
Sounding like a sloppy Norse god that.
He's got bloodshot eyes and high eye sockets, so kind of up there. There's something obscure about him. Perhaps it's a feeling of joy, or perhaps it's simply the way he arm wrestles. But nonetheless, people tend to buy him a drink while wanting to beat him up. That's the feeling that you get. Just looking at him, you're like, I want to buy you a drink so I can be there, but I know I'm not going to like you. Okay?
I get you.
So, he's that kind of guy.
All right, well, I make my way over to that table.
As you make your way over there, then this blonde, greasy-haired elf slams the other person's arm down, and cheers just erupt from the crowd. And people are like handing money back and forth, and he's like, yeah. Does anybody else want to challenge me? Nobody can beat me. And you get the idea that nobody has.
I challenge you.
He looks over and sees a goblin, and he goes, I don't know if I want to arm wrestle a gobo.
Whoa!
First off, it's a gobo, not a gobo. And I'll take you on. Hold me back. Hold me back.
There's
I'm
no
not there,
holding
man.
back.
You're not there, huh?
There's no holding back here. You sit down, and he pushes somebody had just put a drink down for him, and he just kind of throws that with his arm, kind of clears the table and is slams his hand down, and puts his arm up like he's ready to arm wrestle.
It's going down for real.
Yeah. So he throws his arm down. Do you sit down?
I sit down.
Okay. You grasp each other's hands. In
This
instant-
magic moment.
There's an instant. You grasp each other's hands, and the third person counts down from 3. 3, 2, 1, and we'll pick up there next time.
Oh, I didn't see that coming at all.
Me either.
All right.
Wasn't paying attention to the time here.
All right, and I guess we'll sign off here, everyone. 1, 2, 3.
D5.
Questing.
Questing.
D5.